if we're not, a great defense and have not had great performance from these guys. That's the challenge. But our guys expect to win. They know how to work, and if they'll continue to keep that type of attitude and work ethic, I think we've got a chance to be pretty good over there.
Because last year, Taj and Sammy and Brandon, the guys on offense were proven, so you could know what you're going to get in September, whereas later down the road, defense would come. This year, it's almost a little bit flipped. Have the defensive guys taken it upon themselves to be ready for that Georgia game, that Florida State game right out the chute?
Well, it's a different scenario this year in that, there's a swagger there that has come from, performance. And, this time last year, and y'all have heard me say this, very few people knew anybody's name on our defensive line. Now we got all these guys on all these lists and all that kind of stuff, and that's all great. But I think our guys still got a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, and I think they're very hungry to, make sure that people know that Clemson has got a great defense. It's kind of always been about defense, and they. Offense has had some headlines because of the Taj and Sammy Watkins and those guys the last few years and the development of what we've been trying to do defensively. So I think are enjoying the moment, but they're far from satisfied. And our staff just doesn't allow any type of complacency. You can spend a little time with Marion and Brent and Dan and Mike Reed. Those guys they're not patting these guys on the back. They're pushing them every single day to be great and coaching the minute details of what we want to do. And that sense of urgency has rubbed off onto those guys. But it's a little different in that on paper you're coming into it this year, and last year it was Taj and Sammy and the proven factors, whereas this year we have a few more questions as far as game day, how they're going to respond and perform on the big stage. From some of these young guys at wide out, a couple of these young running backs, seeing a couple of these linemen have to step up, watching the quarterback situation. We all knew what we had in Taj going into last year. How's Cole going to respond as the starter? I don't know. We're going to see. I think he's going to do well. But there's more questions there from y'all's perspective for sure than maybe you have defensively. You pretty much know what you're going to get out of Vic Beasley and Stephon and all six of those seniors up front. So in that case, to me, outside of all that, the bigger question is, who's going to respond at kicker? We lose Catanzaro. Nobody, Catanzaro has been as important a weapon for us as Taj or Sammy or any of those guys. And having him gone, you're talking about the guy that's, scored more points than anybody ever here and became Mr. Consistency for us. It's big shoes to fill, and so the jury's out on Ammon. I like what I've seen to this point, but kind of like Cole, he's been good as a backup. How's he going to perform as the guy?
Is there a greater sense of urgency in camp? So many new guys in starting roles, knowing that those first three games, that's going to help to define this season. What you do in game one, what you do in game three.
Yeah, I don't think we can go into it with the mentality of, oh my gosh, after 3 games our season is defined. I think that's a bad mentality, and I know that propaganda might be pushed out there a little bit, and that's a bad way to think about it. It's a long season, and there's 12 games that are very important. That our goal is to win them all, and to just try to focus on the moment and the things that we can control at that moment. Prepare great every week, go play with great passion, great toughness, great effort, and be a family, and whatever result we get, hey, the season starts tomorrow and let's go reload. But if you go into it with, the first 3 games are going to define our seaseason, well, heck, okay, if we're 3-0, what does that mean? What about the rest of them 9? We've got good teams to play all the way through, and same thing if you're 0-3 or you're 2-1 or 1-2, whatever the scenarios may be, you just got to stay focused on where you are at the moment and just try to keep getting better. And obviously, yeah, we've got a tough challenge out of the gate, but it's a great opportunity for us. It's all how you look at it, and I think our schedule allows us a chance to compete at the highest level to be the best. And, I love that. I wouldn't want it any other way.
How's Cole handled all the Deshaun talk Have you talked to him at all about how that's going to be going into the season?
Well, it's not Deshaun talk. I mean, it's Deshaun performance. Cole's at practice every day, and he has Cole's. I mean, these guys are big boys. This isn't youth league football. They all know everybody. They've known about Deshaun before he ever got here. It's a great, healthy relationship that we have in our quarterback room right now. Chad does a great job managing all that, but everybody understands and respects the fact that everybody wants to be the guy, but everybody can't be the guy. The best guy is going to play, and right now Cole Stout's the best guy, gives us the best chance to win. Is that the same 6 weeks from now? I don't know. Because like I said, then you have some performance to continue to make decisions on weekly. There's no lifetime contract. We don't go into the season and say, okay, you're the starter and you're the starter for the year. Stephon Anthony went into the season as a starter a couple of years ago. It's a pretty good player. And he kind of got fat and happy and a little lazy, and performance didn't match what we expected from him, and he became a backup. And but he's a better player now because of that. So it's just, you get into all these scenarios, but Cole's very much aware of the talent of Deshaun, and he respects that, and he's going to help him. I mean, he's going to, and that's what leaders do. They help bring others along. And when Kyle Parker was the quarterback here, he knew Taj was going to be a great player, and he did everything he could to help him with his development. And I don't think you'll see anything different in this case with those couple guys.